going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we're going to be talking about the unlock for the long-awaited Ghoulie Camo, a crazy fast farming method for the soul capture event, plus even more. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and also as a reminder, we got plenty of brand new content going up over on dkdynamite.com, expanding on all the coverage you're seeing here on the channel, just in the form of articles on the website, and plenty of tweets going up every hour, of course, on Detonated's Twitter. With that being said, I posted a previous video on the Operation Nightmare boss fights throughout Warzone and DMZ. You can also unlock a Mastery Bass P blueprint for finishing at least 5 of those bosses. I have that video linked down below, but you can also unlock the Butcher's Meat Hook inside of Diablo 4 for scanning the QR code here inside of COD HQ, and then linking your Battle.net account to your Activision one, followed by defeating the Butcher inside of Warzone, and the reward will then be sent to you for Diablo 4 in about 4 days from now. This might be one of the first times we've seen Call of Duty crossover with another game to this extent, where you can get a reward in an entirely different franchise, not just inside of Call of Duty. Pretty cool to see though. Now, new daily login rewards are now available for Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone. So as of yesterday, if you logged in, you're able to get this free cosmetic, as you can see on screen. And over the next couple of days, you'll be able to unlock XP tokens, a calling card, a loading screen, and then lastly, a weapon blueprint on day 10 for the Bryson 800. Again, you have to log in on 10 different calendar days to get all these different daily login rewards. What's really weird though is that on some of the blueprints that are a part of these daily login rewards, and even other cosmetics in the game right now, it does reference the fact that there is a special event in Al Mazrah City on October 31st. Not sure what that's referring to. Could there be some special in-game live event that happens exactly on Halloween? I mean, who knows what this could mean, but leave all your best bets down below in this video's comments. I saw this pointed out to me while I was streaming yesterday and couldn't really figure out what it was. Now, in regards to the Soul Capture event, this is a sequel to the Trophy Hunt event that we saw back during Season 3. You have about 18, 19 more days left to actually complete this one, and there are rewards for redeeming 15, 30, 60, 90, 150, and 200 souls here in the event. There's an Alien Death Ray handgun blueprint, which looks awesome for those out there that loved Infinite Warfare. There's a Violent N SMG blueprint at the very end there. Then there's a Battle Pass tier skip, an XP token, loading screen, and if you unlock any 10 of these rewards, you'll get a Mastery Rose skin, and you'll unlock a Koenig skin for purchasing any of the 15 rewards that you see here on this screen. So obviously you can't get all of the rewards just yet. There are a couple of other rewards there at the bottom that aren't coming out until October 24th. We'll talk about those in a second, but there is a blog post image that does give us a bit of a preview of the 2 Mastery Operator skins for Rose and Koenig, and I do want to say this is a better version of the Trophy Hunt event, at least as of right now. Although there is still a cap in every game mode, which we'll talk about in a second, you don't have to actually upload the souls at a buy station inside of Warzone or DMZ. You just have to pick up the souls and you can go from there. You can either die or you can back out. Again, we'll clarify all that in just a minute, but on October 24th, there are some other rewards releasing, such as an emblem, charm, sticker, calling card, a tier skip, and yes, even a camo. This is indeed going to be the Ghoulie Camo, which has been leaked out for quite some time and clearly is focused on Halloween, right? It has a theme that just fits perfectly with the haunting, but the name of the camo didn't leak out until just recently, and the fact that it's Ghoulie just means that, yeah, it's releasing during Season 6 Reloaded here, which is the haunting. In terms of how much the camo will cost though, keep in mind the Trophy Hunt event back during Season 3 did add in a bonus reward that cost upwards of 1,000 trophies, and that was a lot. But with this camo here, I don't think they'll go much higher than 1,000, even though they have the Soul Harvester blueprint that you can get by getting the Vault Edition of MW2. That still doesn't make that much of a difference, as we'll also be discussing in just a minute. I can't see them going past 1,000 to 1,500 for this camo unlock, but if they do, then at least there is a really fast farming method that we're going to cover here in this video that can probably help you get to a crazy number of souls in just a matter of a week. Now, I did mention the Soul Harvester blueprint, a brand new pre-order bonus for getting the Vault Edition of Modern Warfare 3. In terms of whether or not it's worth it, let's break that down. So first off, the blueprint is platform locked. I learned this the hard way yesterday because I have MW3 pre-ordered on Battle.net. I'm not able to actually use that blueprint on PS5 or Steam, where I actually have MW2. So I wasn't able to actually use the blueprint, but I had a couple of friends that do have it, managed to pick it up off the ground when they died in multiplayer, and I gave it a shot. I'm kind of confused with what the point is of the blueprint. It looks very nice, has really cool tracers. It's a badass skin for the M4, but the soul drops are a bit inconsistent. So you obviously don't get a soul every time you kill an enemy inside of any game mode for COD 2.0, but with the blueprint here, I wasn't really seeing an increase at all to the souls that were dropped when killing people with this blueprint. So I've noticed across different game modes, sometimes the enemies drop 2 souls, 3, I've even seen 4 more in matches of Warzone. Not sure why, but the blueprint didn't really show me any big increase. And the thing is, since there's a cap with how many souls you can get in every game mode anyway, it doesn't really make a difference if people are dropping souls faster, because you can't back out of any game of multiplayer. You still have to complete the entire match anyway. Warzone and DMZ, you actually don't have to do that technically, but I wonder if the inconsistency can be explained here. Maybe it's meant for enemies to drop 2, 3, 4 souls when you kill them with the blueprint, and they're only meant to have a chance at dropping 1 soul every time you kill an enemy. And I know enemies aren't going to always drop souls, but maybe, like I said, you have a guaranteed chance of them dropping souls when using the blueprint, but right now that feature just doesn't work correctly. It's unclear, but I'll keep you guys posted with a pinned comment down below if anything does change with this blueprint. Now, in terms of the fastest methods for grinding souls, there is a cap of 8 to 12 inside of multiplayer. I know it ranges from mode to mode. Sometimes it's 8, sometimes it's 12. Not sure why that's the case or if it's bugged, but either way, you have to complete that full match of multiplayer no matter what. You cannot back out of the game, which is a frustrating feature that we saw back during Cold War, and Infinity Ward hasn't really incorporated a restriction like that throughout many seasonal events, but for some reason that's the case this time around with soul capture. For DMZ, the cap is 16 souls, but the thing is, if you go into a match of DMZ and you find 16 souls as quick as you can, or you kill real people, or even you shoot some AI, because AI do tend to drop souls every once in a while. It's not guaranteed every kill, but they'll drop some. If you manage to just die right away after that, you could still keep the souls. I don't think backing out necessarily works because you'll lose them, but if there's an exfil or a death, you'll still be able to take those souls back to the menu. Now, when it comes to Warzone, this is by far the best mode to grind souls in, as I'll show you in a second. The cap per match is 20, but you do not have to finish any match of Warzone when you collect 20. You can just die right away or simply back out of the game, which is crazy. So Shipment 24/7 is typically the fastest mode that you can play for any seasonal event, as you guys are probably aware, but it's actually not the fastest at all here for soul capture. Like I said, you have to finish the match of multiplayer for the souls to track, so unless you're getting some pretty quick games of TDM or kill confirmed and you're avoiding hardpoint domination on Shipment, you're going to be in game for a decent amount of time collecting those souls, and finishing the match could be a bit repetitive. Now, the other method is Vondel Lockdown. There is a variant of this mode also coming out on Friday called Vondel Lockdown, which I believe the same rules will apply, but as of right now, when you hop into Vondel Lockdown, it's pretty quick to just go in, get a bunch of kills because there's so many people in the same area, open up a bunch of chests, and from there you can actually get 16 souls right out the gate. For whatever reason, you can only get 16 in Lockdown, but 20 in regular Battle Royale or Resurgence. Either way, 16, 20, still better than the 8 to 12 that you're limited to inside of multiplayer, and you can actually back out of games of Vondel Lockdown and the souls will still track. Now, keep in mind, they may fix this later, where you have to fully die out or win the game to actually collect those souls in Warzone, but even if that is the case later, you can still go ahead and unalive yourself pretty fast in matches of Warzone. Throw a grenade at yourself or jump in the water and just make sure the match ends for you, even if you lose, or maybe you go all the way to the end and you win to go ahead and capture your souls. But right now, Vondel Lockdown is a pretty good choice. Now, what is by far the fastest method for grinding souls here in this Season 6 Reloaded event is going up to the Ghost Train inside of Al Mazrah. Now, if you guys manage to see the Ghost Train when you spawn into a match of massive Resurgence Al Mazrah, you're in luck, because I'm aware that sometimes you spawn in and the train is out of zone. If that's the case, back out and restart, get a brand new match, go into the game of Al Mazrah, go straight to that Ghost Train if it's in the circle, and if you get to the middle of the train and there's nobody behind you, then you're in luck, because once you get into the train, it's golden. So as you're running to the front of the train now, while inside, open every chest that leads up to the front of the train, and you'll get quite a few souls by doing so. And the funny thing is, as you're opening souls, you'll probably run across precision airstrikes, mortar strikes. Start placing those down towards the front of the train, and by the time those airstrikes reach the train itself, it'll probably take out a ton, and I mean a ton, of real players that are trying to enter the train at the same time. No enemies can attack you from atop or the front of the train. They can only come into the train from where you entered, which is behind you at this point. So you have a huge advantage if you get here quickly with your team to open up all the chests, get to the front of the train, place down airstrikes, and then watch all the enemies as they pour in and they try to come towards the front. You can knock out everybody in your path, the weapons that you found, and also collect souls from those dead bodies. Now, you could have a lot of fun here on this train, killing dozens of people that just keep coming through. And again, it's Resurgence, so people are respawning. You can also do this on Battle Royale if you want, but with a little bit more risk, of course, because of the gulag and because of less lives. So do it where you want, but either way, the Ghost Train is the fastest way to collect souls on Al Mazrah. Now, in regards to the Ghoulie Camo, it actually has changed quite a bit. So as reported first on Detonated, it looks like they've modified just how bright the camo actually is, which I'm not too upset about. I don't want it to be too flashy to where it's blinding you while using it, but it definitely doesn't look like what it used to look like when it first leaked out. So aside from the glow being severely reduced, it still is green and purple, right? It still has that effect. It's still animated. People out there did reply with actual footage of what the camo looks like, a before and after comparison, as you will see on screen. No footage for the Ghoulie Camo has been DMCA'd off Twitter, so it looks like free reign to show it inside of tweets and videos here. The camo still looks good, and I think overall it's awesome to see that camos are still being added throughout seasonal events. I hope this is a brand new tradition that is here to stay for every Call of Duty moving forward, where they add in dozens, and I mean dozens, of brand new animated camos throughout a COD's life cycle that are almost just as good, if not better, than the mastery camos you get by grinding multiplayer. Now, with the fast soul grinding method that we just talked about, I'd recommend doing that as much as you can over the next couple of days, so that by October 24th, when the camo releases, maybe the camo only costs 1,000 and you might have that in your account right out the gate, so you can instantly unlock the camo and start using it right away. Then moving forward after that, you'll have another week and a half to go ahead and grind the other rewards as a part of this event, which are significantly less expensive, and then you can unlock everything by the end of October, when the haunting event does actually come to a conclusion. But overall, with the Ghoulie Camo, maybe the footage that has leaked out is not accurate to what it'll actually look like when it does release. They can of course make changes to the camo up until the very last minute before it drops, and can even modify it like we've seen with other camos even after it comes out. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the unlock for the long-awaited Ghoulie Camo, a crazy fast farming strategy for the soul capture event, plus everything else we discussed? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.